From Florida's Space Coast, this is your career.
Welcome to Your Career. I'm Debbie Featherston, your host, and with me tonight is Erica Lemp. She is Executive Director of the weVENTURE program based at Florida Institute of Technology.
Yes, that's right.
I am delighted that you're here. Tell us a little bit about what's going. You've only been in this role about a month or two or three, so
about
real
a
brief.
month, yes, real brief, but it's very exciting. We've got a lot of great things going on. Like you said, we are housed at Florida Institute of Technology, right across the street there in the Harris Commons building. And we've been around since 2007, but we have seen great growth and great transformation in the programs that we've been able to offer to small businesses in our community.
Yeah. And weVENTURE, really, you rebranded, because you've existed much longer than that, but you've rebranded, you've got a whole new look and feel.
We do.
And so tell me a little bit about weVENTURE, because it is established as a nonprofit and is partially funded by the U.S. SBA.
That's correct. We are partially funded by the Small Business Administration. Through the Small Business Administration, we have a designation as a Women's Business Center. Okay. So when you say we've been rebranded, we used to just be known as the Women's Business Center at FIT. We realized that kind of prevented us from being able to grow. So we wanted to rebrand. We wanted to make sure that it was clear that we were more than just a small amount of programming. We wanted to be able to offer more. So that's why we rebranded, and we did that, I think, 2 years ago now.
That's great. So tell me a little bit about your target audience.
Sure. We work, again, as a SBA designated women's business center. About 82% of our clients are women, but we work with all different types of folks who are looking at small business startup or are small businesses who are looking to grow. We have coaching clients who come in through our SBA programs, but we also have second stage companies that come in through our Ignite 360 program and sort of everywhere in between.
That's excellent. But the focus is working with entrepreneurs.
Entrepreneurs and small business.
And small business.
Small businesses, yes.
Okay, okay. Because to me, a small business owner is an entrepreneur.
Sure.
So,
yeah.
But I see your differentiation there. Tell me, you know, there's a lot of organizations, right, throughout the state, we'll say, that offer similar services. How does your program really stand apart?
I think that what sets us apart is probably more that we offer a pathway through our programs. We offer everything from coaching to guided mentorship programs, mentorship and growth programs for these small companies. And so I believe that we are the only ones, I know we are the only ones in Brevard County that offer really the gamut on that.
Yeah, very comprehensive.
Very comprehensive, it's tailored, it's customized to the individual business as opposed to classes or as opposed to individual consultations, which again are also incredibly valuable. It's just a little bit different than what we offer.
Right, right. So tell us a little bit more about the core services that weVENTURE offers.
Sure.
You've give us a little sneak preview or net label them. Just tell us a little bit more.
Yeah. The way that people usually come into our program is through something called our coaching programs or something called BizBite, which is an opportunity for individuals to learn in a group setting. So we have classes that are really business learning focused at small businesses, entrepreneurs, startups around very key interest areas like marketing or apps or something like that. They find out about the program, they come in, they meet with one of our coaches to take them maybe through from anywhere from startup to commercialization. How do they get operational? How do we take them from this idea to operations? And that's our coaching programs. We work with folks to get them a business model canvas and help them with business planning. And then we have our Ignite 360 program, which is our signature program. We're very, very proud of that. And that was started several years ago by a lady by the name of Jeanette Krar, actually, who has, she's since moved on to other things, but we still cherish that program and we use it to really benefit people in the community.
Well, let's examine more closely the services that you offer the emerging businesses. What are some of the challenges that they tend to face that you're dealing with?
We have, I would say, probably three main challenges that are going to face your small business, or those ones that are really just emerging. One always is going to be access to capital. The second being that they don't know what they don't know. And then the third is usually a failure to plan. And the failure to plan doesn't come from, foolhardiness. It just comes from, again, the concept of not knowing what they don't know. They go into something with an immense amount of passion, but haven't necessarily prepared themselves for what it's going to take to become a business. So those are three of the things that we find are facing our small businesses, but things that we work very hard to help them address.
Can you give me an example of, maybe pull one of those out and just give me an idea of how you help them?
Sure. I'll look at the you don't know what you don't know piece. Most of the businesses that either come in through our coaching clients or through our Ignite 360 program, you very rarely meet the perfect left brain, right brain person. So you have somebody who is an absolute expert at finances, but doesn't necessarily know anything about the marketing side of a business. And they don't necessarily realize what they're missing over here. And at the same time, you may have somebody who's great on finances and great on marketing, but doesn't know what they're doing in terms of HR. So when you're looking at all those different pieces of a business, the finances, the outreach, and the people, a lot of times it's hard for those to align. So with our coaching program and with our Ignite 360 program, what we do is really help them to target down, to really get a laser focus and look at what maybe they're missing. And we help them with subject matter experts. We engage our mentor teams to assist these individuals and these businesses with expanding and growing in the areas where maybe they need the most help.
Do you actually help them come up with a marketing plan, or depending on what the gap is, right? So you actually work them through or hold them accountable for creating and then giving guidance on developing that further?
Exactly. Our goal is to empower these individuals to do the work themselves. We don't provide the work for them. That's not our purpose. But we do assist them in finding where their gaps are, and then we help them set their goals, and then we help them by keeping them accountable and helping them achieve their goals through guidance and through our subject matter experts can go in and say, well, maybe you might want to think about this in terms of marketing, or maybe you want to do a little bit market research over here. So in those ways, we help guide them through the process. And then they really have ownership over their finished product, and that way they're able to move forward.
Is there ever a time where you fire a client?
We have had to do that in the past. It's mutual. It's usually if we're talking to a client and saying, this is really an area that we think that you need to move, and they don't want to move in that area. They're happy where they are, or they've decided that that particular line of growth is maybe not where they want to go. We mutually decide to break up. It's more of a breakup than it is a firing.
Part ways, so they're just not ready.
Exactly. And sometimes we can re-engage those individuals later, either through our coaching or through, we do have 3 levels of the Ignite 360 program, so maybe they came in at a level that was too high for them. We'll bring them back down. So our goal is to see success for every single one of our clients.
Yeah. Well, I think that's important, because when you're talking about coaching, which I hear you saying a lot, right? So it's coaching, consulting, guiding, right? That, there's this element of coach readiness that is a real factor, and some people just really aren't there yet to let go of, or to buy in, or whatever the reason is. Something's holding them back, and they're not really ready to move forward with you. So,
and there's a lot of ownership. I mean, everybody's business is their baby, and sometimes it's hard to let somebody help you raise your baby.
Right,
it can be challenging. There's a level of having to let go, but by and large, our companies are very successful at doing that, and that's really getting out of the comfort zone is really what allows them to grow.
Yeah. But you're pushing and challenging them to really get where they need to be, and being really clear and transparent about what the program entails and how it works, and that the onus is really on them to do the work. You're going to guide, you're going to coach, you're going to give them the process and the tools, but it's really their responsibility, right?
It is, and we work with them, and we assign homework every week, and say, or every month, I should say. And next time you come back in, we want you to have these pieces ready so that we can, see where things maybe went right, see where things went wrong, and adjust and pivot and help you get to where you need to go.
Excellent. Let's talk a little bit about a group that I really have a real interest in, and that's the second stage entrepreneur. That's an area where I think this county really has a great need right? And actually use service. Tell me while we're on that, before I go that direction, tell me a little bit about the geographic area that you serve.
Sure.
Because it goes beyond Brevard County.
It does. Primarily, we operate in Brevard County because that's where our offices are. However, we have service area all the way down to St. Lucie County, so St. Lucie, Indian River, Brevard, and then all the way west to Orlando.
Yeah, that's great. That's perfect.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, you have a great reach, right, to second stage entrepreneurs.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about your successes, because you've been supporting them for a good 2 years, I believe, right?
We have, and again, that's through our Ignite 360 program. That's really the program that's focused on those businesses. Right. And we have had great success with it. It's interesting because you think about second stage entrepreneurs, and it can be anybody from a web developer company to a government contractor. We have home health care. We have medical spas. We've had insurance groups. I mean, so there's a variety of different companies that come in, and so we look at success in a variety of different ways. One of which is always going to be, are their revenues increasing? Are they growing the way that they want to grow? And actually, our average is 40% revenue growth for the companies that go through the program, which I think is really pretty great. Another one is going to be job creation, because of course, when you're looking at economic drivers in the state, in the county, you want to make sure that our small businesses really are able to turn around and create jobs so that we can continue to grow this base. And we've had 93% of our companies who've gone through the program have created jobs. So that's another thing that we're extremely excited about. We work then very heavily with them to make sure that they're hiring the right people to fill those jobs. We've had companies who came in with this idea of growth and have realized that actually what they needed to do was scale back and be less things to less people. So that they could be more successful at the areas of their business that were truly allowing them to make money and be successful. So we've had some folks do that as well, and it's been really, really great and successful.
That is interesting. Well, to see that there's a 40% revenue growth for the average client that you're supporting, that in itself is pretty significant. And I think I'm encouraged to hear the one blind spot that many small business owners have is the selection process.
Yes.
You know, am I hiring, first of all, do I really need that position?
Yes.
If I need that position, what specifically are they going to be doing, right? What's that role? How does it align with the attainment of the future goals and strategies that we have in place, right?
We tend to find that people don't necessarily know the right person to have in the business. And as we all know, it's the people that make businesses run. So having the right person in the right role, doing the right job, is a mix that can make or break an organization.
Right. And it can cost, one bad hiring decision can cost, you know, thousands of dollars.
It can.
You know, it can make the
absolutely
difference in a small business between being profitable or no profit.
Absolutely.
You know, so very delighted to hear that that there's good work there as well. So what are some of the success metrics, right, that are in place? And I should say, what success metrics tell you that you're having real impact?
Again, that's really going to be your revenue growth, job creation, and personal goals for these businesses. We do ask each and every single business to set a set of objectives when they come in. Some of them it's going to be marketing plans. Some of them it's going to be strategic planning. Some of them it's going to be staffing and how do we figure that out. So the way that the program works, we have a company and we put together a mentor team for that company based on what the company's needs are and what their objectives are. So if their goal is to expand their market reach, we bring in people who are experts at market research. We bring in experts on marketing. If they have staffing issues, we bring in experts in human resources, and we put together the most dynamic team to assist them in whatever it is that's their pain points are. Whatever their pain points are, that's where we want to go. So to us, success is, did you achieve the goals? Did you achieve what you wanted to achieve when you came into this program? We also work with all of our small business support organizations. So SCORE, the Small Business Development Center, the SBA and any programs that they're running, Founders Forum, BizBack, which is the Brevard Small Business Assistance Council. So we work with all of these different groups to make sure that we are delivering quality programs for individuals with varying needs.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's
and
good.
Career Source Brevard, of course,
Right,
as
and
well.
Career
We
Source
mentioned
Brevard.
that before,
Absolutely, because you now have a facility in Rockledge as well at their facility,
We
right?
do. We have a satellite office in Rockledge, which is great for us because it allows us to expand further north. Brevard County is logistically challenged. It's long, it's skinny, and sometimes you just can't get there from here. I think we've all experienced that at some
Well, especially
points.
when you're a small business person,
Yes.
you don't want to take half a day away from work to go for a 1-hour session.
Exactly.
So I was really glad to hear that you have your home office, right, at the university, on University Avenue there at FIT, but you also now have access, people have access to you from the north up in the Rockledge area.
And one of the other great things that I see about partnering with Career Source is that, you know, not everybody who goes through their doors wants to be an entrepreneur. However, it's an option. And I think that, you know, they started looking at entrepreneurship back in 2011 when Shuttle was really coming to a close, and people were coming in and saying, great, what do I do next? And so this is a partnership that allows us to help people explore that further. They've had some really great programs in the last several years to assist people with looking at that, and this is a great way for us to partner there because there's a lot of power in thinking entrepreneurially about your job search. So, you know, if people can start thinking of themselves as that commodity that everybody absolutely has to have and look at it through an entrepreneurial lens, then that's going to help them be more successful, whether they decide to start a business or whether they decide to go back to work.
Perfect. I want to step back and look at your signature program, the 360 Ignite program.
Yes.
Or is Ignite 360?
Ignite 360.
I have a great way of twisting them around, but they work. So let's take that Ignite program, and I want you to take a minute or so and just give our viewers a better understanding of the different tier of service that's there and what differentiates one over the other. Because I think there's 4 tiers?
Three.
We have three
tiers.
tiers.
Yep.
Okay.
The first tier is for your smaller businesses who are thinking about growth strategies. They need strategy before they're ready to get to that point. They're not in growth mode, they're in pre-growth mode. And that is the Transitions program.
Okay.
That one's structured a little bit differently. It's one-on-one with a facilitator/mentor, and that individual really helps take them through the process. That one's also only a 3-month-long commitment.
Okay.
And we do these on a rolling basis, so people don't have to wait for a specific start date. If somebody's interested in the Transitions program, they can come see us. Actually, in any of the Ignite programs, they can come see us. The second program is called Advantage. The Advantage program is for small businesses who are committed to growth. Let's look at how we do this. Let's go to that next step. And then we have Premier. Premier is for your businesses who are in a transformational stage. They're ready to see how they can really not just grow, but expand and do things differently. And
They want to take the business to the next level. Is that a great way to...
Great way to put it. And these are your companies who are grossing revenues over $500,000 a year. These 2 programs, Advantage and Premier, that's where your team of mentors and a facilitator are going to be coming together on a monthly basis for 6 months.
Okay.
6 months to help take that business from where they are to where they want to be.
Is it all just straight coaching? Or is it a blend of coaching and?
It's coaching, it's mentorship, it's tactical, it's going in and helping them with market research, it's exposing them to subject matter experts who can then help them, you know, if what they really need is accounting, we can help set them up with somebody who can do that work with them.
Okay.
We have a strict rule that anybody who's on one of our mentor teams is not allowed to do business with that business until they have graduated. But that doesn't mean we can't help them by steering them towards somebody else who might be able to assist them.
Good. So you are trying to partner them or make certain there's connections, because sometimes the talent pool is a little hard to find.
It is.
Right? So you going through, or somebody, when I say you know, weVENTURE, really having a team of people to go through and vet, if you will, some of these providers
Yeah.
And as you're referring to them as subject matter experts, I think that's a invaluable service in and of itself.
It is, and we try to make meaningful connections through purposeful networking. So if people are coming in and saying, I need to find somebody who can help me with this, or I just really want to, you know, talk to somebody about a challenge that I'm having or figure out the right way to grow, we can help set them up with somebody who can talk to them on a one-on-one basis as well.
So let's talk about this. You've got a staff, but you also have mentors.
We do.
So tell me a little bit about the credentials or the background and what you look for in your people. You know, and we probably should set aside your staff.
Yep.
Talk about them separately from the mentors, because I'd like to just explore a little bit more.
Sure. We'll go with the mentors first. Our mentors and facilitators are, well, our mentors are entirely volunteer. And they are individuals in the community who want to give back and really work with companies and help with job creation and all of those great results that I was talking about earlier. They are going to be people from all different industries. They are seasoned professionals, but the way that we find them, it's kind of it's a one-on-one thing. They come to us, they tell us they really want to give back, or we find them and say, hey, you'd be a really great person. But we do it based on a few different things. If a company comes to us and says, this is what I need, we're gonna find a mentor in this community that can help them with whatever it is that they need. So we have a mentor pool that is larger than who we utilize for our programs at any given time, because it really does, it is based on what is needed by the company. Now, we do have a vetting process. Obviously, we sit down and we talk to these individuals and make sure that a mentoring relationship is really what they're looking for, because, you know, not everybody truly wants to mentor. Sometimes it's more of a advisory type of role, but I mean, really mentoring and bouncing ideas off and being available to that individual when they need them is really what we're looking for.
Yeah. And what are some of the credentials? What do you look for in their background? Do they need to be prior business owners or have an MBA or some other particular credential? How do you go about, what are you looking for in those individuals that you choose as mentors?
You know, a lot of our mentors are not necessarily past business owners, because that's not what their expertise is. They may be about HR. And so if their specialty is human resources and they've worked in a very large company but never owned their own company, it's a perfect person to have there, because they have that business mindset.
Okay, so you're looking at that, again, subject matter
expertise. It's the content. What do they know and what can they bring to the table? And we want them to understand business. That's very important. We do have them go through an application process, and we do vet them. Kathy Register, who is our program manager for the Ignite program, sits down and meets with everybody who is interested in being a mentor and really goes through what the expectations are, but learns a lot about them as well, so that we can make sure that we are matching appropriately business to mentor.
Excellent, excellent. So very arduous process. At least you take it seriously.
We do.
You don't have just anyone coming in and meeting with people. You make certain that you've got the best of the best available to them. So I commend you for that, for sure.
Thank you.
What about your staff? Tell me a little bit about the makeup of your staff.
We have, right now, counting myself, 4 full-time staffers. So we have Kathy Register, who I mentioned before. She runs our Ignite 360 program. We have Wanda Lipscomb Vasquez, who is the director of our SBA program, and she really is just an amazing operations person within our office as well. She's just phenomenal. She keeps us on track with everything grant related. She's amazing. And then Susan Erickson, she works with our all of our events that we do. So she helps do all the logistics and coordination for the events. Yeah, huge job, because we really do try to do a lot in the community. So, and we work really well together, because every single program that we have is very well tied into one another. But I have a second group of individuals I want to mention, and that is our college role students. We have 3 college students currently that are working with us, and they assist us with things in the office, but we're also working with them to help them increase their skills. It's a great win-win situation. So they're learning a lot from us, we're learning a lot from them at the same time.
So how did you choose these 3? Is it something that, were they interested in entrepreneurship? Is that, that's what it is?
It's a application process, and we
Okay.
do interview them the way that we would interview anybody else. We have a couple of business students. We have one who's getting her master's in mass global communications right now. So they're students who have background in industries that are closely tied to what we're looking at.
Yeah.
But it's fantastic. They bring so much life to the office. We really love having them there.
That's awesome. In the last minute that we've got, what do you want to share? What kind of message do you want to leave behind to the viewers about weVENTURE?
We're here for you. I think that's one of the biggest things, is that with all of the programs and services that we offer throughout the year, we'd love to see you at our events. We'd love to see people come in and get coaching with us. I do want to make sure that people know that even though we have a Women's Business Center status, we help male-owned companies as well. We actually have 2, 3 going through the program as we speak. So really, we're here, and we can help make connections for people in the community.
That's fantastic. Well, Erica, thank you for your time.
Thank
you for
you so
coming
much,
and telling us
Debbie.
about all the new things and how the program is expanding and continue to grow, and the real impact that you're having. Well, on behalf of my guest and everyone here on the set of Your Career, thank you for watching, and remember, be career happy.
More information about this program is available online at millermediagroup.org.